this world of woe. Yet there's no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright world to which I go. I'm going there to see my Father. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I know dark clouds will gather round me. I know my way is rough and steep, yet beauteous fields lie just before me, where God's redeemed their vigils keep. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I want to wear a crown of glory when I get home to that good land. I want to shout salvation's glory in concert with that blood-washed band. I'm going there to see my Savior, to sing His praise forevermore. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. It does take a peculiar type of person to come out to a little church house with just a few people on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take away from anything this brother has told you. I believe it's nothing but the truth. And all I want to do here tonight is maybe add to it just a little bit. I get awful weak as the week goes on. I need this right here. Just as much as somebody who doesn't know my Lord needs to be here, I need to be here also.
Amen.
Because I've got a job to do here today.
Amen.
And you know, I'm just like the brother here. I do love to preach. But I can't unless the Lord blesses.
Amen.
The Lord has to bless me to do so. So I'll ask that you continue to pray here tonight. That maybe for a moment of time the Lord will step in.
Amen.
That He can revelate my mind for a moment of time, that I could preach a few words, maybe say a few things that could touch the hearts of men and women in this world.
Right.
You know, brethren, I was thinking about, I don't know how many of your students have been out to church with you. You see this brother here, he's an instructor over there at, I believe, Forsyth Tech, and I've been in his classes, and there's quite a few people in there. I was sitting there on my seat just now thinking, I wonder how many of those boys that went through there have seen him like I just seen him out preaching.
Amen.
That's right. You know, he taught me a lot of things while I was over there, but the best lesson I've ever heard from him has came these past 2 weekends. And there's boys I know that's in that class that need that kind of lesson. They need to know how to machine a part. They need to know about my Lord. And that's what we just heard about. And that's what I'm going to tell you about today, because there's no other way than my Lord Jesus. He is the way. He is the truth. And He is the life here today. You know, I'm still on that high from last weekend, brother. There wasn't two of us out. It was just me and you. But we had a good little weekend. And you know, I was up here making that prayer list just like Brother Chris. And there sat a little girl back there in the back, and I said, is there anybody that you want to add to this list? And her hand went up. You see, the night before, there wasn't going to be many of us. And I was telling people maybe we wouldn't have church because there'd be so many out. And I got to Sister Tammy, and I told her, and she said, well, I was hoping that we were going to have church because Josh and Jeremy's going down to Florida and we're worried about them. We want you to hold prayer for them. And I said, well, it got to me right there, brother. And my little sister in the church was kicking my butt. And you know what she said? Gracie's wanting you to hold prayer for her daddy. And no sooner than I asked up here if we wanted to add anybody to it, I seen that little hand go up in the air. The innocent child. And you know, Brother James, he was preaching last weekend. He said, have you ever seen the face of God? And he pointed at her. There's the face of God. The way she was, she rose that hand asking for prayer for her daddy. You know, I've been thinking about that all week, because I can remember a time when I was innocent into this world. I can remember one specific time, brother, when we had went out, I believe it was at Walmart, and it was in the middle of winter, and it just started snowing, and it was the first time that I'd ever seen anything like it. There was a woman sitting on the side of the road there with a sign that said, we'll work for food. And she had a little bit of luggage, it looked like, with her, and nobody was stopping. And I was just probably learning to read, but I read what that said. I was with my mother, and I said, what does it mean she will work for food? She said, well, this woman, she probably doesn't have any food, and she's out here asking people for some. And I said, well, we got to get her something. And she said, no, she'll be all right. But being that little child that I was, being innocent, that wasn't acceptable. And we were walking down those aisles, me, the little boy that I was, with tears in my eyes, streaming down my face. I wasn't throwing a fit, but I was crying bad enough for her to say, all right, we're going to get her something. And she said, go ahead and pick her out something. So I went through those aisles, and I was looking for my favorite snacks. I was looking for all the things that I love in this world, because I wanted nothing more than to give her something that I knew was good. I went and got a drink, and I went and got some chips, and we went outside there. I gave her that stuff, and I said, listen, you don't have to do any work for me. I just want you to eat. And that's all I want today. I want you to come hungry, because I'm ready to feed you today. You know, I read about a time when the disciples had asked my Lord, who is the greatest greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And about that time, Jesus had called a little child and said him there in the midst of them and said, verily I say unto you, except you be converted and become as little children, you shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as a little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Brethren, I don't know when that innocence left me, but there's probably not a time I could ride around Winston and have change in my pocket because I see those signs all the time.
That's right.
For food. I don't even know if they're lying. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It don't matter to me if they don't want to work a day in their life. I don't know their situation, just like everybody that comes to that door. I don't know a thing about most of them, but I want to tell them about a man. I want to tell them about a man that I met a short time ago.
Come on, bro.
When I'm so undeserved of the blessings that I have.
Amen.
If there's one thing I would like for people to know is that my Lord loves to bless His children.
That's right.
Amen.
That's right. Come on.
But He blesses people who aren't even His.
Amen.
You know, Brother James, you talked about last weekend, you could have been down in that hurricane, but you wasn't.
That's right.
Some people in this world could be sick, but they're not.
Amen.
My Lord blesses people who aren't even children of His. But I'll tell you what, ever since I became a child, I think I've been blessed a little bit more than the usual man.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
You know, I think about our children out here every Sunday, watching their dads get up and preach, watching their papaws, watching their uncles, and I wonder when may that innocence leave them? Oh, because when that time comes, they gotta be able to remember what we're doing here tonight. Remember that on a Saturday night, we could have been out doing anything, but all we wanted to do was come and serve the Lord. It wasn't long ago, brother, when the Lord, you see, He used the child for our benefit. I can remember we were on our way to Johnson City and got a call from Chris and Carol and said, you know, that Brandy, they had lost her on the table, and that the baby they lost the baby too, but they had got them back. And I can remember Brother Jeremy talking about how helpless he felt. When she flatlined there, and he just sat and he prayed. That's all he knew how to do. I feel that way often. There's many a time I do sit in the corner and cry and pray into my God. I'm not the strong man that people think that I am. My exterior does not reflect the interior at all. I'm not that strong man that most people think. This world gets me down all the time, but you know, I'm still awful proud. I'm not the proud that you're probably thinking. You know, I'm a proud husband here today. I'm a proud Christian. I'm a proud father. I'm a proud uncle here today. And you know what? I remember when they had delivered that baby, we thought it was standard procedure because we kept having baby after baby. And you know, Carol was holding the baby and she quit breathing. And you know, it just kept happening, brother. And it kept happening and it was worrying everybody to death. And you know, I can remember, I wasn't even a preacher at the time. I wasn't a minister. But we went into a NICU there and stood over a baby that would quit breathing. And the brothers, they held a prayer and they laid hands on her. And I kept looking around the room, brother. And there was nurses, some of us looking at us like we were awful peculiar. And there was some over in the corner just crying, brother. What kind of people are we today? I I looked the other day, and I can't help but be a proud uncle when I look and see a video of a child that they said would be a vegetable.
That's right.
Standing on top of some people with their arms up in the air. She's a little cheerleader now. That's what we got to be. We got to be little cheerleaders here today for my Lord. We got to sound Him. Oh, I'm so thankful that in my weakest moments, my Lord step in.
That's right.
And carry me through.
Amen.
This world just doesn't understand, brother.
Amen. They can't.
You know, it was 2 weeks ago, I believe. I was talking to my little brother back home. He said that he was talking to, or looking at trucks with Curtis, is what he said. That's my real dad's name. I don't hardly know him. But he comes around every so often, for a week or two at a time. I don't know. And I felt bad because I knew that Drake was going to be disappointed when he stepped right back out again. He's already gone. But you know, I'm told it before, my Lord has blessed me. He blessed me to have a grandfather in the old regular Baptist that stepped in and was a dad of mine, who just left this world not too long ago. I remember one time being that little boy, that innocent little boy, not understanding the problems of this world. I remember one time I asked him, I said, why doesn't my dad love me? And he said, well, son, you know, I love you and you call me dad. I've called him dad my whole life.
Amen.
You love me and I love you. That's good enough. I can be dad. Don't worry about him. And then just a few months ago when he lay dead to this world, we want to talk about seeing the face of God. I haven't seen God, but I've seen His words. I haven't heard God's voice, but there's a low, still voice right here that guides me. Listen, I haven't touched God, but He's touched me. And that little low, still voice, I got to thinking, well, now my dad is gone. My father's gone. There's nowhere else to turn but that low, still voice to say, well, you call me father. It hasn't stopped, brother. I can remember being that little boy, not wanting Drake to see those things. Being a little boy that he would call at midday and say, I'm going to come pick you up. Brother, he'd do it all the time. He'd say, I'm going to come pick you up. And I would, just like I wanted to impress, just like I went and grabbed that woman, everything that I thought was good. I would get my little backpack and I would fill it up, brother, with all the things in this world that I loved, all my coolest toys, everything I had, so I could impress a man that I didn't know. And you know, I would sit on a couch from noon and I would fall asleep with a backpack on my back because he'd never show. But you know what? Just a few years ago, I found a man that said he's going to come get me one day. Let me tell you the good thing about it. I ain't got to worry because I don't have to feel no backpack up here today. Everything on the other side. And that's what I'm looking forward to here today. I want to take my family over there. I don't want to leave anybody behind.
That's right.
Salvation is there. We don't need the religion. Religion has caused wars. Religion has made people hate each other for no reason. But salvation was paid for a little over 2,000 years ago.
Amen.
By God that left His home in glory, stepped off that throne and came down here to this old world of sorrow, and you know, lived His years out, going to those who were weak, to those who were blind, to those that were lame and stricken with all the afflictions, and made them whole, just so this world could see that there is a better way, and that we couldn't save ourselves. Therefore, we needed a Savior. brother, and he hung upon a wooden cross, carried it up a hill just for me. I feel like sometimes, brother, carried that wood. You want to know probably how heavy it was? I have no idea. I don't care about the weight of that wood. I'm worried about that Bible inside of it.
That's right.
He was carrying sin in that wood all
right.
the way up that hill, and I can't even bear my own sin. And he was carrying mine and everybody else's up that hill, and he let him, brother, and he let him hanging there. He could have called upon a league of angels to come and save him, but he had to die for us that we can live for him.
Amen, brother.
And we can live.
That's right.
The only difference when you talk about living after this world, there's only one way to live here. The Bible talks about hell and it talks about death. Okay, we don't talk about life. Life is in heaven. Joy is in heaven.
Right.
I'm not worried about hell for my sake.
Nope.
Not anymore.
Sure.
But there's a lot of people in this world, brother, that it scares me every day to know that when we're talking and they see things that's going on now and they want to say, well, it's getting pretty bad, Lord may be coming. And I'll say, well, that's all right.
Yep.
Well, that's all right. What are you talking about? Well, that's fine with me because I've got my Lord here today.
That's right.
My wife has the Lord here today.
That's right.
And I've got 3 children who still have that innocence, brother.
Amen.
That's right.
So if the Lord comes today, let him come.
Yeah.
Y'all go with
There's
him.
somebody.
That's right.
You brothers come on. And
Whoa.
you brothers just come on.